allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have no presentations this evening. We have one appointment. Mr. Mayor?
I don't know if they're listening down in cable, but we're getting terrible feedback.
Yeah, would you turn the gain down a little bit?
In the chamber here?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen of council, tonight I'm asking for approval of the appointment of Brian Crago to the Public Arts Commission. We had the resignation of this is the LTU Lawrence Tech representative to the Public Arts Commission, and Phil Lucas, who served the Arts Commission for the last couple of years, has resigned. He has a new employment opportunity, very exciting one, with the Dan Gilbert organization. And so while we've appreciated Phil's service, we definitely wanted to continue to have representation on the Public Art Commission with a representative from LTU. So I want to present to you tonight Brian Crago, who does interface with students and the community at the university. Brian, do you want to come up?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm looking for a motion.
It's been moved by Mr. Fracassi, supported by Mr. Cruz, that we appoint Mr. Brian Crago to the Arts Commission. Is there any discussion? Are we prepared to vote?
Good Lawrence Tech, aye.
Yeah. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is carried.
The clerk will swear you in, and I'll present you with that.
Thank you,
And
Mayor
Ms.
Seibert.
Banks, I'll turn the floor over to her.
If you'd like to raise your right hand, please. Do you hereby swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of this state, and the Southfield City Charter, and that you will faithfully perform the duties on the Public Arts Council in and for the City of Southfield, County of Oakland, State of Michigan, according to the best of your ability?
I so affirm.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
And when you're done signing, the council would like to greet you.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We have two sets of minutes to approve.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the regular meeting minutes of June 19th and the committee of the whole meeting minutes of June 26th.
Support.
It's been moved by Mr. Mandelbaum, supported by Mr. Brightwell, that we approve the minutes of the meeting of June 19th and the minutes of the meeting of June 26th. Is there any discussion? Are we prepared to vote? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is carried. Now let's move into our consent agenda. We have a number of items on our consent agenda. Item A is a volunteer medical first aid responder program, which we discussed earlier this evening. We've been working on this for several months. It's a volunteer organization that's called Hatsala that works in conjunction with our fire department, but not as a part of the fire department. And they will be working as first responders. They are licensed. They have indemnified the city of Southfield. They have their own insurance. They will not be driving cars with lights and sirens, but anyone that calls them they will respond to their needs, and once our paramedics get there, the paramedics will take over. So we talked about that earlier this evening. Item B is an agreement with Suburban Mobile Authority for the regional transportation of seniors, and it's SMART. It's a contract that we have every year. This year, the impact for Southfield is $70,566 in municipal credits and $98,462 in community credits. And it's shared between SMART and TOS. Item C is a liquor license request for Outback Steakhouse. They're asking to transfer a liquor license from Florida to Greenfield Road, the Outback restaurant on Greenfield Road. All the paperwork is done, it's been passed by, all their inspections have been passed, so they want us to approve that this evening. The next item on the agenda is Southfield Smart Zone Business Accelerator. And again, this is something we've been working on for a number of months. 6, 8 months ago, we got approval to increase both Southfield and Troy to increase our Smart Zone for additional 15 years. And this, what we're doing this evening is making this all happen. The next item is, the next two items are flat work repairs for the library and the fire station 2, 3, and 4. And there's a number of areas in this year that we will take care of with flat work or the cement work that have cracked curbs, cracked cement in the sidewalks will be replaced. A new roof will be put on the courthouse, and we talked about that earlier this evening. And the second part is flat work for 2018, which will be a continuation of the flat work that we can't complete this year because we have funding for this year, and time is precious now between now and when we can't do cement work after around the middle of November. So we will continue that for 2018, but we'll approve it this evening. The next item is purchasing BS&A cash receipting for the building department and the treasury department. Right now we have a system where anyone that's entering the data when a customer comes in, they have to use two different computers. By moving into this new system, it will be combined, so there will still be two screens, but as the person enters the data, each screen will be populated for the data that it supports. The cost of that is excess of $800,000. Let me see if I got that right. Yes, it's around $800,000, but it's going to save a lot of time, money, and effort on our part. And The item G is Cisco Remote Operations Services, and this is to upgrade a service that we already have. Our IT folks have been notified that because the business that's handling that piece of our IT is reconfiguring, and we no longer fit their reconfiguration, so we had to go out and bid for a new server to service this, and our request will not exceed $90,990, which is, and this was real interesting and eye-opening for us in the first part of our meeting, is Laverne, our IT director, told us that for 3 years, our new contract is less than we were paying for 1 year with the old contract, and we're getting not only the same, but better response time and newer equipment. So items A through H are on our consent agenda for this evening. I need a
Mr. Chair.
motion to support, to approve the consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve items on the consent agenda.
Joan already made a motion.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
Well, second.
I need a support. It's been moved by Ms. Seymour, supported by Mr. Brightwell, that we approve the items on the consent agenda A through H. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is carried. We have no site plans this evening, and we're down to communications. We have several people that have asked for communications. The first person that requested recognition is Mr. Gerard Mullen. If you would come to the microphone, give your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Gerard Mullen, Southfield Citizens Oversight Committee, Post Office Box 155, Southfield, Michigan 48037. Mr. Chairman, on June 19, 2017, this council voted on a proposed charter amendment that would have converted the elected offices of the city treasurer and the city clerk into appointed staff positions. Council turned down this proposal, as it should, because it violated both the U.S. and the Michigan constitutions, as I pointed out earlier this evening. Due to timing, that is, by nullifying the elections of two officials, the treasurer and the clerk, what council should do now is pass a similar amendment and then place it on the ballot in November 2019. And if passed by the voters, appoint the 2017 elected incumbents to the 2021 staff positions. Thus, the voters can determine who is the permanent treasurer and who is the permanent clerk. Thank you.
The next person that's asked for recognition is Ms. Pamela Gerald. If you'd come to the microphone, give her name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes.
Pamela Gerald, residents, you know how to reach me. I thank you for trusting me and allowing me for so many years to be your independent voice for Southfield. I just wanted to let the public be aware of a finance committee meeting that I just recently went to. I am appalled to see how it appears as if our city administrator and our mayor here is attacking our city treasurer. This gentleman has been treasurer for quite a few years. When the city was in a really bad situation financially, this gentleman made all the proper investments to keep the city afloat. I'm appalled to see how he's being attacked at every turn, saying that he's not coming to meetings when he's maybe in a meeting upstairs. The attacks on our city treasurer has got to stop. Just like we stopped the efforts for you guys to try to appoint a treasurer just to get rid of him during this election cycle and a city clerk. Don't make this personal because you've got an issue with our treasurer. Let him continue to do the job that people elected him for. I'm happy to see that in that meeting that our city treasurer made some things very clear. It was purported that he was the reason for the city's audit being late. Not true. We lost the person that was doing the finances in the city to another county, in my opinion, because you guys didn't do right by her and by the pay. And you tried to blame our city treasurer for the reason why the audit was late. Not true. Council members, you need to stop believing everything that you're told and go right to the source. Another thing, you're defaming the city administrator. You're defaming our treasurer's character when you accuse him of things that are not true. He attempted to set the record straight in that meeting, and he was stopped by one of the council finance members, Mr. Fracassi, for setting the record straight. If you're going to allow, as a finance member, them to come in and bash his character and say things that are not true, you need to afford him the opportunity to clarify when you guys don't have the right information. I think it's a sad day in this city when the officials here, appointed and elected, would attack our treasurer. I'm going to ask you guys to be more civil, stop with this disingenuous behavior, and respect our treasurer because the people elected him. He does not report to you, he reports to the people, Mr. Zorn.
Your time is up. Next person that asked for a recognition is Miss Betty Moore. If you'd come to the microphone, give your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Betty Moore. My address is 24754 Largest Drive. And I'd like to address the council on some work that was done in our neighborhood. They did pavement. I think the job was done very poorly. In all my years that I've lived in Southfield, we never had gravel. I don't know what or who recommended that, but it is a hazard. It's pavement, gravel, and then the grass. The weeds was enormously tall, and I know they're trying to eradicate that, but they're bringing big machines in and still tearing up the work that's already been done. Who idea was it to assign gravel in our neighborhood when we're cutting our grass and the gravel gets caught into your lawnmower and it's spreading across? So I don't understand who signed off for this, but I think it looks very, very bad because in other parts of my neighborhood, as I drive through, they have cement to curve and no gravel. I don't understand that. What is the purpose of it? It looks very tacky. We do not like it as a neighbor, and I'm here a voice for the whole community, that whoever signed that, they did a very poor job. We like that to be removed and replenished the way it was, because it's a very eyesore to all of us. And it's a hazard walking down the street. You're walking on gravel that has spread it out in the street. And when the snow comes, then what happens then? The gravel gets pushed back into your yard, into the lawnmowers. And again, the weeds were horrible. Some of them was as tall as I am. And I know they're trying to do better, but it should have never happened in the first place. And that's my plight tonight, is that something needs to be done. And when they do work, it should be pristine work. We pay very good taxes for the works that are done, and we expect pristine work from the people that are doing it. And I'm sure maybe somebody may not know, but someone needs to do a check and balance on the people that you hire to do the job. Because I'm sure that around the city council building, you're not going to put that kind of work and ethic around here. It's beautiful. And I applaud the mayor for the work that he has done and all those that are in our city right here. But in the neighborhoods, you need to take another look at the quality of work that is being done. Drive down Larges and you'll see one part of it is beautiful because they put cement to curb and it's very nice. When you get to our street and all around in there, Mulberry and those streets, who puts gravel against pavement? Who does that? It's an eyesore. And we as the people would like it to be redone and removed. Thank you for your time, Mayor, and to the council.
The next person that asked for recognition is Mr. Daniel Moore. If you'd come to the microphone, give your name and address for the...
He's not here.
Okay.
Mr. President, in case anybody on the council has not been down these streets, what Ms. Moore is talking about is about a foot of gravel. There's the blacktop, about a foot of gravel, and then their grass starts. And that she's correct, that has not been done in other neighborhoods.
Okay. Our city engineer is in the audience, and I'm sure she is taking notes. Mr. Moore is not here. The next person that asked for recognition is Ms. Charlene Fluker. If you'd come to the microphone, give your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes.
She has to be removed from the agenda this evening.
Oh, she did?
Yes.
Okay. No other persons have asked for recognition, so we'll move into the council portion of the agenda. Councilman, any? Mr. Mandelbaum.
Thank you. There's a couple different events in the coming days and weeks I just wanted to let everyone know about. You may have seen a lot of different artwork around City Hall on the outside. We have the photo prize that is going on currently. It ends on the 18th, the end of this week. Different pictures are going on from around the city that's submitted by residents, and you can vote online, or you can also call community relations if you don't have access to a computer. And the winning picture will be exhibited in the Southfield's 2018 award-winning calendar. And I will put in a shameless plug that they are also looking for ads for the calendar, so if you would like to highlight your business, feel free to take out an ad. Next week, Wednesday, we have Senior Appreciation Night at the Berg on August 23rd from 6 to 8. There will be live entertainment and giveaways as well. Southfield's Human Services Department is having a pop-in to meet in conjunction with CHOR and the World Medical Relief on Wednesday, August 30th from 3 to 7 p.m. In the library on the first floor. It will allow community members to pop in and learn about programs that the Southfield Human Services, CHOR, and World Medical Relief offer while you enjoy free popcorn. We'll also have information about Southfield Michigan Works, and there will be new and used men's, women's, and children's clothing that has been donated by Raymond James Financial Services will be distributed as well. Last but certainly not least, the Southfield Police Department is having their Citizens Academy. Applications are due by this Wednesday. Classes, it's a 10-week program that takes residents and citizens through the different procedures that the police follow. It's for 18 years and up. It's a 10-week program on Tuesdays. Space is limited. I believe there's a few spots left, so if that's something you're interested in, it's a Citizens Police Academy. You get a great wealth of knowledge, and you will definitely benefit from that program. Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else on council that has anything? Mr. Brightwell.
Yep, I want to, for my veterans out there, the Southeast Michigan Veterans Association, where we have a veteran stand-down, October 4 through October 5, 2017. It will be 3606 East Forest Avenue in Detroit, 48207. The veteran stand-down will pretty much be used, this particular event will be, and I will be announcing this again as we get closer, be used to help our homeless vets. And if you wish to volunteer or donate some items, clothing, paper products, and even tax-deductible donations, you can reach out to the website. They did not provide a phone number, but the website is www.4vets, that's Victor Echo Tango Sierra .org. That's www.4vets.org. And I will bring this forward again simply because it is a little bit further out, but these things are significantly important. They do have a tax ID number, too, if you want to make a donation. The tax ID number is 383358319. Thank you.
One question. The 4 in the, is it 4, digit 4, or FOR?
It's the digit 4, the
Okay.
numeral 4.
Okay. Anyone else have anything to bring? Then we'll move into the mayor's portion.
Good evening again, council. First, tonight, I would like to have you move the appointment of Jacob Thurston as Deputy City Assessor. As you know, we discussed in our meeting before this meeting that we posted this position. It is funded in this year's budget, and we need to have a succession planning in the assessing department, very important department in the city. And the person that we are recommending is highly trained in this area. Matter of fact, has a level 4 certification, which is very important for the city the size of Southfield. So I'd like to invite Mr. Thurston to come before you. And if you have questions or need a motion for his appointment, I'd ask for that.
Okay. Mr. Thurston, if you'd come to the microphone. Do you have anything to add to the preamble that the mayor just gave you?
Just that I'm grateful to be here. Thank you for this opportunity. Public service means a lot to me. This opportunity means a lot to me and my family, and I will certainly follow through on your confidence in me, and I will make sure that I am the correct choice for this important position.
Okay. I need a motion.
President, I'd like to move the appointment of Jacob Thurston as Deputy City Assessor.
Support.
It's been moved by Mr. Cruz, supported by Mr. Brightwell, that we approve Mr. Jacob Thurston as Deputy City Assessor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is carried. And I understand your start date is September the 18th?
That is correct.
Okay.
The
Thank you.
clerk will swear you in.
I'd like to raise your right hand, please. Do you hereby swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the for the city of Southfield, County of Oakland, according to the best of your ability?
Yes,
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Keep up the good work. Congratulations. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much.
Thanks for applying here. Good luck to you.
Oh, thank you
Yes.
very much. Yeah, thank
I'm
you for
I'm
having me.
going to be watching you.
Okay, hey, that's fine. Make me your little pet project.
Just kidding.
Make sure I'm not coming down with something.
We look forward to Mr. Thurston joining our team. And once again, we have a full department now with the appointment of the deputy. And this will give him some time to get acclimated to the city of Southfield. Although he's not a stranger to Metro Detroit, he is currently working in St. John's, Michigan as an assessor.
Oh, okay.
On other items, I just want to make quick mention that recently we had 3 ribbon cuttings. A new building that was approved some months ago on Southfield Road, where we're seeing tremendous redevelopment between 12 and 13 Mile, a new retail building south of Springhaven Villas. A number of us were present for the ribbon cutting of a new AT&T cell phone store that joins others in the community. There's several AT&T locations, and AT&T says that they're doing very good business in Southfield, so they've added this additional location. We also had the ribbon cutting for Jamba Juice in the same complex. And this is another food option on Southfield Road. So we welcome both of those businesses to our community. And then finally, last week, we were invited over to Stefanini, which is a very high-tech company, joining the ranks of high-tech companies that we have in Southfield. We were extremely impressed with their face recognition software and various other 3D components that they're working on, and as well as online service repair, where a service technician goes out and can replace a part at the same time. He's voice and a photo connected to a person on the other end of the line. Stefanini, the other good thing about this company is that it's been here for, I think, about 20 years under another name. It was bought out 4 years ago. And at the time that they were purchased, they had 300 employees. Today they have 450, so they've added jobs in Southfield, as well as they've taken 3 floors of the former Blue Cross Blue Shield building at 11 Mile and Inkster, which we're very glad to see them taking that space, which has been vacant for a while. And they're a growing company. So they are talking about taking additional floors in that building. So we welcome the staff of Stefanini to Southfield. Thank you.
Okay. Administration, do you have anything? Madam Attorney?
No items either, Your Honor, Mr. President.
Your Honor?
Clerk?
Yeah.
Do you have
I
any
believe
items?
that we were going to schedule a meeting for August 9th,
21st.
21, yeah.
the 21st. Wait, I'm the wrong book here. for August 21st. It's going to be a closed meeting, and it will be held at 6 o'clock PM.
Yes. Need a motion.
So moved.
It's been moved by Mr. Mandelbaum, supported by Mr. Cruz, that we schedule a meeting for August the 21st at 6 o'clock, a closed session to discuss personnel issues. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is carried. Anything else, Madam Clerk?
No, nothing, thank you.
Treasurer? Planner?
Yes, I have one item.
Yes, sir.
Through the chair. This is an enactment of an ordinance amendment to allow the City Center Advisory Board membership to increase, as discussed at your study session earlier tonight. An ordinance to amend Chapter 59, City Center Advisory Board of Title V Zoning and Planning of the Code of the City of Southfield by deleting existing Section 5.993, Organization, and inserting therein a new Section 5.993, Organization, and I have a recommended resolution. Be it resolved that the City Council does hereby approve the amendment to Chapter 59 of the City Code, increasing the membership of the City Center Advisory Board from 9 members to 11 members, and providing that not less than 7 of the members shall be nominees of the businesses located within the boundaries of the City Center District. Be it further resolved that ordinance number 1680 be introduced and enacted as an emergency ordinance pursuant to Section 4.19 of the City Charter.
Also move, Mr. Chairman.
Support.
It's been moved by Mr. Fracassi, supported by Mr. Mandelbaum, that we introduce and enact as an emergency ordinance number 1680. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is carried. Do you have any further business, Mr.
No, not tonight, thank you.
Mr. Planner? Okay. City Engineer, do you have any? Are you still in the audience?
Gone.
Okay. She's going to go fix the
Gravel.
gravel. She's going to go fix the gravel. Do we have nothing to schedule? We have no ordinances. All those in, anything else to come before us this evening? All those,
Support.
all those that are, that want to stay here, stay here. If there's no more new business, the meeting's adjourned.